Hello, I'm Shane M. Nygaard, and welcome to the Form Within the Form, Uranus, Saturn, and the Work of Genius, a Mythic Currents essay exploring where the hidden pattern becomes real. As mentioned, this is an essay on my Mythic Currents Substack, which can be found at mythiccurrents.substack.com or linked below in the description. The Sky and the Vessel. We stand at the threshold of what many call the Age of Aquarius, an era imagined as a widening sky of circuitry, vision, and collective mind. An age of networks humming with electricity, of revelations that arrive like lightning across the inner firmament. Aquarius is governed by two ancient powers who rarely sit easily together: Saturn, keeper of boundary and architecture, and Uranus, lord of rupture, revelation, and the sudden flash of genius. They are opposites in temperament, but partners in creation. Uranus breaks open what Saturn contains. Saturn shapes what Uranus would scatter. One is the sky split by brilliance. The other is the vessel that can bear the charge. Together, they form the paradox at the heart of genius, the wild spark and the form that can hold it. Uranus, the sky that remembers you. In the old imagination, Uranus is not merely a planet, but the starry sky itself, the vast breathing canopy of possibility. As Carl Curenier writes in The Gods of the Greeks, Gaia bore, first of all and as her equal, the starry sky, Uranus, so that he should completely cover her. Uranus is the living field in which all patterns are inscribed. The natal chart becomes a personal sky, a map of one's singular configuration, the irreducible pattern of one's being. Genius, then, is not randomness, but recognition, the moment when the hidden pattern awakens and announces itself. Uranus is revelation, the flash that shows what has always been written in your stars. Saturn, the weight that makes the pattern real. Saturn, by contrast, is the force that gives that revelation weight, boundary, and endurance. He is Kronos, the one who separates heaven from earth, who cuts and defines, who brings form into being through limitation. If Uranus is infinite, if Uranus is infinite sky, Saturn is the law that determines what can take root within it. He is time, gravity, consequence, the vessel maker who asks whether the spark can be sustained, shaped, and made real. Without Saturn, inspiration burns out. Without Uranus, structure calcifies. But when they work together, the flash finds its frame, the god finds its temple, the genie finds the bottle worthy of holding him. The ancient memory of the vessel. This image, the spirit sealed within a vessel, is older than we remember. The genie in the bottle is not merely a tale of wish granting, but a memory of how power is held, governed, and made relational. The bottle is not incidental, it is the condition of encounter. Without the vessel, the form remains diffuse and unreachable. With it, the unseen becomes touchable, speakable, capable of entering the human world. The vessel is not the enemy of freedom, it is the threshold through which freedom becomes visible. The pattern that appears across worlds. Once we recognize this archetype, it gleams everywhere. In Arthurian myth, the sword in the stone waits for the one whose inner form matches its hidden brilliance. In the Norse tale of Sigmund, the sword of Gram sleeps in the great tree until the destined hand arrives. In the legend of Saint Galgano, the sword is driven into the stone, not drawn from it. Power consecrated rather than released. Force turned inward rather than outward. And in the Odyssey, Aeolus binds the winds in a bag, a Saturnian act of containment that makes the invisible portable and directed. And in the Tales of Solomon, jinn are sealed and commanded, not to diminish them, but to bring their inner vastness into relation. And in the Congo Nikisi, the carved body becomes a living vessel, a shrine prepared to house force. Across cultures, the same intuition returns. Power sleeps within form, waiting for the right relation to awaken it. The angel hidden in the stone. And we have the famous line, often attributed to Michelangelo: I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. This belongs to the same imaginal lineage. The angel is already there. The marble is not blank matter, but a womb of latency. The artist does not impose form, he reveals it. Craft becomes liberation. Discipline becomes devotion. Saturn becomes the hand by which Uranus is released into sight. The marriage of sky and structure. This is the deeper calling of Aquarius. Not innovation for its own sake, not rupture without responsibility, but the sacred marriage of vision and vessel. Uranus alone gives us sparks and revolutions. Saturn alone gives us walls and systems. Together, they give us incarnation, the moment when revelation consents to structure, when lightning finds a rod, when wind finds a sail, when the angel finds the sculptor. Genius is not the flash alone, but the form that can bear it. The forms that set us free. And so the old images return. Excalibur in the stone, Gram in the tree, Galgano's sword in the rock, Aeolus's winds in the bag, Solomon's seal over spirits, the Nikisi body prepared for inhabitation. Each tells the same story in a different accent. What is most powerful is often hidden within the form that appears to restrain it. The container is not always a prison. Sometimes it is the very condition of revelation. The work of incarnation. To live Aquarian genius well is to honor both the breaker of forms and the keeper of vessels. The future will not be built by electricity alone, but by architectures worthy of it. The revelation will require chambers. The vision will require craft. The soul's wider sky will still need a temple, a page, a practice, a body, a work. Brilliance without incarnation is only weather. The calling of genius. And so the question turns toward us. What spark lives within you? Sudden, electric, difficult to name. Where does it flash across your inner sky? And just as importantly, what vessel have you built to hold it? Many are struck by lightning. Few learn how to conduct it. Where does Uranus open possibility in your life? And where does Saturn ask you to shape it, refine it, commit to it? Where do you cling to inspiration without submitting to the slower labor of embodiment? And where have you built forms so rigid that no new light can enter? Becoming the vessel. Old images remind us the sword must be drawn and then wielded. The wind must be released and then guided. The spirit must be summoned and then contained. The angel must be seen and then carved from the stone. So too with your own life. Genius is not rare. It is the pattern already written in your sky, the spark already alive in your being. What changes now is not its presence, but its demand. Aquarius calls each of us to recognize, cultivate, and embody the singular pattern we carry, not as spectacle, but as participation in a larger unfolding. The task is not merely to discover your genius, but to take responsibility for it, to give it form, to build the vessel that can hold it without distortion or collapse, to shape it through time, devotion, and craft until it becomes something real in the world. The true genius of Aquarius may be this, not the shattering of all vessels, but the recognition that each of us is called to become one, a form through which hidden light can take shape, endure, and finally be set free.